Atlanta Falcons made some moves in the offseason and they brought in a Pro Bowl quarterback, Kirk Cousins from the Minnesota Vikings. And I know Drew and I talked about this on our last episode together that we were on. So I'm not going to get really too involved in this, but I really want to bring up on what they said about Kyle Pitts. They're saying that Kyle Pitts finally has a quarterback that can actually give him a good season. And I kind of agree with that, but what you think, Drew?
I think it'd be good, man. Like I think like coming out of college, out of Florida, I want to say, it was always just like, oh man, this is almost like a wide receiver in the tight end position. So like you needed him to somebody that could get him the ball and kind of do so he could kind of do those wide receiver type things. And we just really haven't had it over the last couple years. He wasn't really getting the ball like that, or whatnot. So I'm excited to see like somebody that actually can throw it and somebody who's known for throwing what they're gonna do, and not just him, but for like London. What does that do for Robinson, like at the running back? Like, oh, does that take pressure off of him? So you got to do more because it's like, oh, there's threats down the field. We got to watch out for him, stuff like that. Or just little passes to him and whatnot. So I think it's going to be big, but I definitely think it's going to be big for Pitts because I think that's kind of what he needed. That's the kind of tight end that he is, and he needs somebody to get him the ball.
Yeah, definitely. What you think, Frank?
Hey, look, man. Um, these teams go through rebuilding seasons all the time, and when you're a coach and you finally feel like you guys can. I coached Pee Wee basketball for a little bit, so I'm gonna use my experience with that. When you feel like you got a player that you can actually coach and has the fundamentals or has the skill set that you need or that you're looking for specifically for your team, and you find that it's exciting. You know what I'm saying? I imagine that they just want to get to work. Um, when you have that, and then now he also has a veteran with Kirk Cousins, bro. Hey, look, Atlanta looks like it can have a decent season. I'm not saying that they look like Super Bowl contenders because that would be a lie. And I'm gonna always take my time to kind of shit on Drew's team just a little bit, even though it was nice to mine. But look, this is what I'm here for. Um, uh, but look, bro, every year you have teams that come out of nowhere and surprise the shit out of you. Atlanta could be one of those teams that just comes out the gate and has a great season, man. Straight up, it's like you said, any given Sunday, this type of shit can happen, bro. You can win or lose. Last season for me, that was the Lions, and I because I lived in Michigan for a little bit, I kind of had that little like, okay, cool. We don't really see the Lions. The Dolphins don't barely see the Lions during the season anyway. So this is a team I could kind of root for. And last year they were raw, man. They came out of the blue on the first game of the season, and they put a whooping on Kansas City in Kansas City. So this could be a season where Atlanta just comes out the gate and just goes hard in the paint against everybody, and they can make a name for themselves this year and maybe not go all the way, but like make themselves contenders for that next season. They're legitimately contenders for the Super Bowl. You never know, man. You never fucking know in this league. So that's my piece on Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely. No, and just like sticking with Kyle Pitts, man, like definitely, I think he's gonna have a good season. I mean, I'm a fantasy football player, so every single year that he's been in, you don't see a lot of his stats up there on the boards for tight ends because he just didn't have a quarterback to throw him the ball. And you got a quarterback like Kirk Cousins; he's very good throughout the regular season. When it comes to fantasy football, that's all you really need. You don't need the playoffs. So just sticking with that, like he's gonna do very good this season when it comes to the amount of targets he's gonna get, the amount of catches he's gonna get, the yards after catch, et cetera, et cetera. So I really think that Kyle Pitts is gonna have a good season. Now, just talking on the Falcons, Drew and I had spoke about this before, so I'll probably just reiterate. But I really think they're gonna have a good season. They have a chance of winning their division. They picked up two great defensive players in the last few weeks. One, the Justin Simmons safety, and then now I'm forgetting about the other guy, but I know it was a defensive lineman. He's gonna help out Judon from the Patriots. There you go. He's gonna help out the defensive line. He's gonna create more havoc, and it kind of makes up for how they drafted because they drafted a quarterback with their first pick in the first round, and it's like you just brought a quarterback from another team and paid him 5 years, however something $1 million and over $90 million for his whole contract. And it's just like, why would you go and draft a quarterback in the first round when you know that you need some replacements on defense? But they go in the offseason and they bring in a top Pro Bowl safety, a top Pro Bowl edge rusher, and now they're looking pretty good. And I think they're just gonna be fighting neck and neck with the Tampa Bay Bucks.